Welcome to The Explainer. You know, today we are stepping way outside the boundaries of our modern world to take a journey into one of the absolute most awe-inspiring visions of ancient cosmology ever recorded. We're exploring the portals of time, Enoch's solar vision. Get ready to explore a massive cinematic universe, one that's constructed entirely out of golden light, mathematical precision, and divine geometry. It is honestly incredible. This isn't just a story about looking up at the sky. It's literally a grand architectural blueprint of time itself.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the text kicks off with a sudden, breathtaking ascent. I mean, imagine Enoch, right? An ancient, reverent patriarch, literally being lifted off the earth by these majestic, glowing celestial beings. He's carried through a boundless sea of stars, flying past cosmic clouds, heading toward the absolute eastern edge of the heavens. They bring him to a literal boundary line in the cosmos, and what he sees there isn't just empty space. It is this massive, radiant wall of golden light. It represents the absolute eastern gates of the sky, where the sun itself is just waiting to be unleashed.
Now, as Enoch's eyes adjust to all this overwhelming radiance, that golden wall of light starts to resolve into something superstructural and hyper-detailed. We're talking about 6 colossal, ancient stone arches, lined up perfectly in a row right at the edge of the cosmos. And these aren't just, pretty decorative archways. These are massive, highly functional structures. They're the actual portals through which intense, flickering solar fire is just waiting to emerge. They are literally holding back the boundless energy of the sun.
But here is what elevates this from just a simple mystical vision to an epic cosmological blueprint. It's the math. The ancient text reveals this highly specific, divine geometry. Enoch doesn't just stand there looking at these gates in awe, he actually acts like a divine architect. He's given the tools to measure them. And the text tells us exactly what he finds. He measures these colossal gates to be exactly 61.25 stadia wide, not 60, not 62, exactly 61.25.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we can put that colossal architectural scale into perspective. So a stadium, or stadia if we're using the plural, was an ancient unit of measurement, and while the exact length could kind of vary depending on the specific ancient culture, it was typically around 600 feet. Think of the length of an entire sports arena. Now multiply that massive length by 61.25. We are talking about cosmic structures of mind-boggling, awe-inspiring proportions. Every single gate is miles wide, literally large enough to contain the fiery birth of the daily sun.
Just picture Enoch standing in front of all this, totally filled with overwhelming divine realization. Because he isn't just seeing rocks and fire here, he is seeing the underlying code of the universe. As he figures out their size is exactly 61.25 stadia, imagine these complex, glowing geometric lines and numerical equations just floating in the dark space all around him. The text really makes a point to say he measured them truly and understood their size. It's this incredible moment where human consciousness gets to actually read the mathematical runes that govern the mechanics of the sky.
And here is how that entire cosmic machine actually operates. The text breaks it down into this perfect mechanical circuit. Step 1. The sun goes forth from these exact eastern gates. Step 2. It traverses the sky, heading over to the west where it's made even. Step 3. It turns back again from the 6 gates, perfectly following the succession of the seasons. It's just a flawless, clockwork-like engine. There is zero randomness here. It rises, it crosses, it returns, over and over, moving systematically through these 6 massive stone portals.
So, the crucial point is that this magnificent celestial movement isn't just happening to give us a beautiful sunrise. The sun's meticulous mathematical progression through these 6 specific gates dictates literally everything we experience down here on Earth. It regulates the seasons, the exact circuit of the months throughout the whole year, and even the precise number of hours in the day and the night. Basically, time itself is just a reflection of which colossal gate the sun happens to be utilizing at any given moment.
Let's move to and see how this builds into our actual lived experience. Imagine a beautiful, seamless time-lapse of the earthly landscape. As the sun shifts its path from one giant portal to the next up in the heavens, down below, fields burst into spring flowers. Then, as it shifts to the next gate, the earth bakes under a hot summer sun. It moves to another gate, and autumn leaves start falling. Finally, the sun moves again, and the whole landscape is covered in pristine winter snow. Our earthly seasons are physically tethered to the sun's cosmic commute through these 6 arches.
And this brilliantly illustrates the divide between our human perspective and the grand cosmological reality that Enoch witnessed.
Down here on Earth, we just experience lengthening and shortening shadows. We feel the days getting colder, the nights getting longer. It feels organic, right? Sometimes even unpredictable. But in the heavens above, exactly as Enoch saw, it is a flawless, glowing cosmic clockwork. Earthly time is basically just the shadow cast by this perfectly ordered celestial machinery operating in the background.
The whole vision culminates in this profound statement of completion. The sun goes forth, moves through the months, turns back through the 6 gates, and, as the text says, thus the period of the whole year is finished after the returns of the 4 seasons. If you pull back, picture that entire magnificent clockwork system, the Earth, the 6 portals, the sun, all of it moving in perfect harmonious synchronization. When that grand period is mathematically completed, there's just this total sense of cosmic order, absolute peace and stability.
Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating paradox to consider. Enoch's vision is simultaneously deeply spiritual and rigidly mathematical. I mean, it's filled with angels and golden light, sure, but also exact stadia measurements and rigid, predictable circuits. So, I'll leave you with this question to ponder. Does mapping out the precise clockwork mathematics of the universe make it feel more magical and divine to you, or does it make it feel more like a cold, predictable machine? Either way, it is a profound testament to ancient humanity's desire to find absolute, unbreakable order in the cosmos above. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.